Well, g'day, Andrea. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Hi, Pete. It's lovely to be here.
Okay, so can you tell us, Andrea, who are the clients that you work with?
Yes, I'm working with spiritual women who are working to set up their businesses. Many of them are healers and light workers, and so I'm a spiritual business coach, and so I specialise in empowering spiritual women to build authentic businesses that nourish their souls and transform lives.
Wow, wow. Now, when you say the light
Light
workers, what could you explain that? That sounds interesting to me. I haven't heard. I think I might. I interviewed someone recently, and I just want to find out if it's the same thing that they're doing. So, could you explain a little bit about what that is?
Yes, light workers. They all know what I mean.
Yeah.
Light workers are people who feel that they've come to the earth in this lifetime to help people heal and to help guide them in spiritual aspects.
Okay. So that's kind of the definition of what a light worker is. So light workers know exactly what it is, but to the outside world, it's a little bit different. Okay, so how are you actually helping these people? Like, you're helping them build their business, is that right?
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how are you doing that? Like, do you specifically, like, do you have programs? Do you have one-on-ones, workshops, events? How do you facilitate that?
I have programs that I work with them, and they, with the program, they get regular videos with workshops, and then we have included in that a couple of one-on-one sessions, and then regular contact through Facebook where everyone joins in on the same time every week so that they can ask questions, and also it helps to build a community because many of them they feel very isolated because they work from home, by themselves, and they just need that connection with other people who are working in the field. So by having that community on Facebook, they're able to connect with other people and share some of their stories and good times and bad times as well.
Okay, so it's kind of like a bit like a mastermind group, is it? Sharing ideas, that sort of thing, or how does that actually work? What kind of happens in that group?
It becomes a bit of a mastermind group. So the idea is that I set aside a time that I will be on there every week so that I can answer any of their questions. But of course, then they're free to interact with each other and communicate about what's happening in their lives. And it's quite an effective way of people connecting with each other.
Yeah, it's amazing that the Facebook, this whole situation came about through Facebook. You know, like that's how we met. It was, I was introduced to you through one of my other guests who was on part of this series, and just that level of connection that can be achieved using Facebook. So how are you actually helping your clients to market their business? Is that something that you're doing as well?
Yes. Yeah, I take them through a whole process of because what I'm finding is a lot of them they have so many ideas, and just to get focused on what they want to do and how to create their business is an issue to start with. So I'm helping them to really focus in on what they want to do, what their skills and talents are, and then to put those all together into a program and packages that they can then market, and then looking at how they can market that using both online and offline resources. And even offline, you know, it's very much about creating relationships just the same as online, but the two really work well together to give them more opportunities to create those relationships.
So is that something that they really struggle with? They know their craft, so to speak, but kind of putting themselves out there in front of people, that's a different story, or having people go, hey, I want to take part in what you're doing. Is that a struggle that they have?
Yes, it is. And also to define what they're doing, because a lot of this stuff is, to a lot of people, just sounds really woo-woo. You know, they just don't understand what they're talking about. Yeah. And trying to market what they're doing is quite a challenge for them. And so they're often trying to say, well, I do this and I do that, and people just have no idea what they're talking about. So it's about them understanding, to start with, who their market is, and then looking at what the benefits are that they're really offering them, and finding a way of putting that together so that people now understand what the benefits they're going to get without being too freaked out about some.
I'm actually thinking about doing, you know, a woo-woo themed episode and just having like a whole bunch of woo-woo types on, because it is, and I think it'd be great to have them all together, because that will be one of the hardest businesses to kind of piece together that message. That'll be a big thing, because it's an invisible kind of service, I guess.
Yeah, and it is very difficult for them to piece it together in a way that sounds tangible to their clients.
Yeah, because I guess too, everything isn't for everyone, you know, like woo-woo type stuff, and, you know, isn't for everyone, and everyone that doesn't want that, well, that's cool, you don't have to have that. But then there's like real hardcore business structure, do this, have to this, and this, and get out there and just do it and make it happen. That's the woo-woos go, oh.
Yes, that's right, and they don't want that. They need something that's structured towards their style of life and their beliefs. So yeah, you can't throw heavy business concepts at them, because it's just not going to work.
Yeah. So what have you found that works? Because I guess like you really connect with the woo-woo, because I guess I love that term. I can't remember where I heard it the first time. I just love it. It just sums it up beautifully, because I'm into interesting things. Like, I don't have to agree with things, but it's interesting just to learn about stuff, you know. It's that's happening out there. I never would have heard of any of this kind of stuff had I not done an interview show and started being introduced to people that are doing this kind of weird and wacky stuff. I had a great guest the other week, Shirley Ann Lawler. She's that's the one I was thought when you were talking about what you do. She's talking about bars. Do you know about bars?
Yep.
See, I knew you would know about that. Excellent. So what were you doing just before?
Hard to explain.
What's that?
That is a hard one to explain.
Yeah. So what were you doing today, just before I interrupted you to have this call, to kind of help propel your business forward?
I was working on preparation for a video that I'm preparing for my clients on getting themselves out there offline, you know, and developing relationships and collaborations so that they can connect with people one-on-one rather than sitting behind the computer. So to get themselves known more, yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Okay, so do you have a website that we can send people to? I
do have a website. It's mysticbusinessgoddess.com.au.
Okay, so if people want to find out more about Andrea and how she can help you with your business, and sort of, if you think, because everything isn't for everyone, and she might be just the right person that you need to speak to help you with your business. So thank you so much for coming on the show. Been a great guest.
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
Great.
See you later.
Bye.